Hi, this is Becca from Sweetheartknits, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a podcast where I talk about mostly knitting, a little bit of crocheting today because it's special, and maybe someday I'll learn how to sew, but maybe not. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought I would sit down today. I have the day off of work, so I figured it would be a good time. I figured it would be a good time to film. The last video that I did was like a week of everything that I knit right before school got back in session. And school's now been in for a month. I think this is the end of the 4th week of my university. And it's going pretty well so far. The knitting time has definitely been cut back, but I assumed that was going to happen. So it wasn't like devastating or anything. I'm still getting quite a bit done on the weekends, trying to commute and get some done on the train, on the bus. It hasn't been as effective as it usually is. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, so the time's been later, but we've got lots of new things to show you. If you haven't seen that week video, I would go back and watch it because I've finished a lot of things and there are a lot of new projects that started that week. And I go more into, I'll go into detail about everything here for sure because it's a podcast. But like, there might be lots of new things that you haven't seen yet, which is really exciting. So if you haven't seen my Everything I Knit in 2022 video, you'll know, well, you won't know actually. You wouldn't know that I finished a bunch of the sweaters that I had on the needles for last year. One of those being the Promenade blouse and the other one being the Dunes cardigan. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you won't know that my Dunes cardigan got felted in the washer 7 days after I finished it. It was devastating. One of my sisters was being really nice and doing my laundry for me and just picked it up and was trying to be helpful. And yeah, so we're gonna be remaking that. So aren't you so excited? Like, I'm sure all of you are sick of seeing that cardigan on my needles. Now I'm gonna make it again in the same color a second time. And it's probably gonna take me just as long. So do with that what you will. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it either, but here we are. So the yarn for that isn't going to be back in stock until late March, but that's like very much a plan on the brain. Wow, we are not starting off as structured as we usually do, are we? I just realized that I never talked about what I'm wearing. Maybe I can clip this to the beginning. We'll see. But yeah, so this is my mini mock neck tank designed by Jessie Made. I knit it in the size extra small, whatever the smallest size is. I did that. It's in a, like, I got this yarn secondhand, so I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's hand dyed because it's gorgeous. And it's definitely like a merino nylon sock yarn. Like, it feels just like that. It's definitely superwash. But yeah, the fit on this is so good. I love this tank top. Everything that I've made by Jessie Made is like one of my favorite garments to wear, and at the same time, I don't like making them. All of her patterns are like a lot of stock in it, and most of the time that does not tickle my fancy as far as like actually making the garment goes. But as soon as it's done, I'm like, oh, I can't believe it took me so long to do this. I love this pattern. So yeah, this fits me super well. I want to make another one this summer. I really like the shaping. I think it's incredibly flattering. I knit this longer than the pattern suggested because I wanted to be able to wear it with low-rise jeans, and it totally does the job. So yeah, that is what I'm wearing. Okay, so let me think. What have I finished since that? Oh, okay. First finished object. Well, mostly finished. Mostly finished? I'll call it finished. We have the first pressed flowers sock. It doesn't have a heel yet, and I haven't started the second one. This is so fun. I love these so much. I actually love these so much that I'm gonna hack the pattern a little bit and make my mother-in-law gloves with the same flower pattern. I think that if I do the gloves in like a DK and cut the chart a little bit, I can totally make it work. But yeah, these are so fun to work on, and the only reason that I'm not immediately starting the second sock is because these also are terrible for a travel project. Like, I don't have any needle stoppers, which is something I need to just buy because they're cheap, but I just don't have any. So I just like throw everything into a little bag and then put that into my school bag for commute on the train. And having 2 balls of yarn, 2 like big balls of yarn, is hard to manage because my backpack's relatively small. So it takes up a lot of room. Not like unmanageable amounts of room, but enough room that it's uncomfortable. And it also just requires a lot of focus. Like, it's an easily memorizable pattern, but you definitely have to be paying attention. And there are multiple times where I had to rip back, and ripping this back is so hard, especially on the bus. And socks are good for the bus, but the stitches on this guy are just particularly tiny. So it was just really, really hard to not slip things or not miss things or not drop stitches. So yeah, I think that this is going to go on hold for just a little bit. I'm like, the second sock is going to be done relatively soon because I want to wear these in spring. I think they're so cute. Like, I want these to be done by late March. So I'm hoping that I give it a month and then I can cast on the next one. And it can be a weekend project, but I just need to finish something else before I do that. But yeah, so they're delightful. This is, I don't remember what the yarn for this is. I think the green is Cascade Heritage in Evergreen, some green color, and then this pink is KPPPO. And I don't remember what the brand is. I'll put it on the screen somewhere like I always do. So far both yarns have been delightful. I like that this pink is a 2-ply, and I like that there's a lot more like texture there than this green, which is a 4-ply and very, very smooth. I don't know, I think they're really, really fun. I'm really enjoying them. I do wish that I had done another repeat of the flowers before I put the heel here. For some reason in my head I forgot that, like, the way that the heel fits, so in my head this was like all gonna be cuff, and it's not. It's gonna like be kind of far down because it's an afterthought heel, and that's how the construction works. So I wish I had done another row of that. I think they're gonna be a slight bit shorter than I want them to be, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, so we're hoping that the fit is good because it was a little bit tricky to like stop at a good time here because you have to stop within a repeat, and I'm worried the foot might be a little bit too short and the cuff might be a little bit too short, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, so these are delightful. I love them. I think they're fun. Second one will be cast on very, very soon. And then I've got an update for you on the wedding shawl. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know a lot about this shawl. I don't think I've talked about it on a podcast yet, which is crazy. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm getting married in October, and you'll know that as soon as I got engaged, I started looking at wedding shawls. I always wanted to knit something for my wedding. When I was a teenager, I wanted to knit my dress. I've grown out of that. But I really wanted to I wanted to make something in commemoration, and I thought about doing socks, because I have a medical condition that keeps me from being able to wear heels, so I'm going to be wearing sneakers on my wedding. So I thought about making like wedding socks and doing like frilly white socks, which I still might do. We'll see how much time I have left over after this. But I stumbled across the Wrap Me Up sweater scarf a couple of years ago, and I've just always had it saved in the back of my mind. Especially there's this one shot. It's designed by I think it's pronounced Knitlia. We'll fact check that. I think it's by her. But there's this one shot of her like standing, like looking back with like the mountains here and just this shawl draped across her back, and she's wearing this backless dress, and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty, and it's so classy, and it's so sexy. Like I've always like had that burned into my brain. So as soon as I started looking, I was really looking at that selection of patterns. There's a couple of different ones. There's like the simple one. There's Wrap Me Up in Cables, which is like an all over cable lace pattern in a bulkier yarn. And there's like a honeycomb stitch one, and I think there might be a fourth one. I don't know. There's a couple of different options, all with the same construction, all with the same look. I was really fighting between the Wrap Me Up in Cables and the just simple Wrap Me Up sweater scarf. the one that's all stockinette. And I really couldn't decide because I felt like the Wrap Me Up simple one was like too simple. I was worried it wouldn't have enough going on. It didn't seem fun to work on because it's just stockinette for miles, forever. And it also didn't seem like, I don't know, I felt like I wanted it to be a little bit more formal. But the Wrap Me Up in Cables was in a bulky weight yarn, and it didn't have the same drape, and I didn't necessarily like that, and I also didn't really like the lace pattern on it. So I ended up, shockingly, I hacked the pattern. Because why would I ever knit something to pattern, ever? So this is my lump of sweater scarf in the cutest yarn bowl to ever exist, by the way. Hang on, let me show this to you because it's amazing. Guys, it has a tea bag. Like, come on. Anyway, so I'm doing everything according to the original sweater scarf, the simple one. Same weight of yarn. I'm not using the recommended yarn. I'm using a cashmere merino superwash sock yarn. I guess it's not a sock yarn because it has cashmere in it, but like it's a sock weight yarn. And a strand of tin silk mohair, both in white, of course. And then I hacked the pattern and added these cables onto either side. If you've been around for a while, you know I am a sucker for a good braid cable. They're my favorite. They're my favorite to like do. They're my favorite to make. I think they look awesome. So I have one on either side here. And then I have them mirrored so that way like they're going different ways. And yeah, we've got a good amount done on this. I have plenty of time to work on it, but I really wanted to get started early, and I'm glad I did because it's taking me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But yeah, this is just kind of like, it just kind of sits on my desk in my basement, and I work on it like in between homework or whatever. I just like leave it out so I don't forget about it and get stuff done on it as I feel as the vibes suit. So like I said, the yarn is Dream in Color smooshy cashmere. Smooshy sock, maybe? I have it over here, hang on. I grabbed the other skein. Maybe I didn't, oh well. But yeah, so I also modded it to only be half-sleeved. I like the idea of it only being half-sleeved and kind of not being able to see the sleeves, but we'll see if it actually works. I haven't seen anybody do it less than full sleeve. So my plan is to just do this, and then we'll get to the end and we'll put it on, and if I need to pick up from this cuff and work the rest of a sleeve, it would be relatively invisible, so I'm not super worried about that. But I like the idea of only having it half. So sleeve here, and then it just kind of all drapes across, and my hope is that you don't really see the sleeve, and it's just like this, like, you know. But yeah, so it's coming along really, really nicely. It's really pretty. I already have my wedding dress. I got it at a thrift store, and the yarn for the shawl ended up costing more than my wedding dress, even with alterations. Which is kind of a flex, honestly. I'm kind of proud of that. But yeah, so the fabric is just gorgeous. My tension is a little bit loosey-goosey. I know that's gonna block out. I wanted the fabric to be relatively light, so I'm okay with it being kind of loose. I know it'll block out, and I would rather have the drape and have it be a little bit loose, you know? But yeah, so it's going super well. I'm really enjoying it. The pattern is written really beautifully. It's a really good relatively mindless. The cables aren't hard to figure out. Like as long as you're familiar with knitting a cable, I can kind of go on autopilot with it. And I just leave it in this yarn bowl, and I have my little cable needle right here on the little plate section, and it works out great for me. Oh no, the next thing I have to show you is like way over here. Hang on. We have progress on our placemats. So, you might remember that I finished this guy a while ago. This is my first placemat. It's just Tunisian crochet, just a simple stitch all the way across. I'm pretty new to Tunisian crochet. I did it before. I did it in like middle school, but I had to like relearn how to do it. So like there are spots that are questionable, but well, it looks relatively good. I'll have to put a border on it, but I think they're relatively cute. And then this is my second one that I just finished that has been like has been a work in progress for like a really long time. This one's Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. The other one is Lion Brand Pima cotton. As I always say, the Pima cotton is better. One of the reasons it took me much longer to finish this one. And yeah, so they're just kind of hanging out. They'll both get like pretty substantial borders all the way around. That'll probably just be single crochet, but I'm still playing with that idea. So yeah, we have 2 of those done, 2 more to go. I haven't started the third one yet. I'm kind of debating what color it should be, because originally I was like, oh, I'll do one in the cream, one in the blue, one in the cream, one in the blue. But now I'm kind of thinking that it'd be really cute to have 2 that were like striped and do like cream blue. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so they look really, really good. I'm excited to see them get borders. It's just like the simplest little thing ever, but yeah. It'll be very nice to have in my new house. Very excited to see them done. So we'll start the third one. We'll keep tracking on those. I just thought that you might like to see the finish of this one, because I feel like I've showed it to you like 15 times and it hasn't ever looked like I had any progress. These are very much backseat projects for me. Like, this is just what I bring with me when I really don't know what to work on. So the fact that it's taking this long is not shocking. I'm just gonna kind of keep going. As long as they're done by October, I'm not worried. And I know that I'll want to work on them in the summer when I really don't want to work on anything big. So yeah, there's the update on those. They look great. I haven't decided what I'm doing for the border yet, so I'll have to get thinking on that, because I want them all to be cohesive. Okay, I think it's time to move to the garment section of the video, which is the section that I am the most excited about. So I have 2 garments on the needles right now. One of them is a test knit, the other one is very much in the backseat. So the first one I have, which is the test knit. This is my Gaon by Double Dure, who is delightful. If you don't follow her on Instagram, please do. But yeah, this is the Gaon Erin. She already had a pattern for the fingering cardigan out, and it was one of those patterns that like I always looked at but never did, because it's a 3x1 ribbed cardigan, seamed, worked in fingering weight with like a 2.5mm needle, and I was like, I'm never going to finish that. Like, as a gift to future Becca, we're not gonna do that. I'm never gonna finish it. So as soon as she said she was coming out with an Erin weight pattern, I went crazy. So this is what we have so far. This one is actually not for me. This is for my little sister. Hence the rainbow yarn, which has been so fun to work with, by the way. I love knitting with this yarn. I would never wear it, but working with it is so fun. So this is the Tula Tweed. Literally so nice. It's this crazy blend of a bunch of different fiber types. So it's mostly wool. It's like 49% wool, unspecified. It's maybe 20% alpaca. And then there's some viscose. There's like 2% acrylic. And there's some other man-made fiber. I think maybe nylon. And I think that those man-made fibers are the like tweedy bits in the yarn, is what I've decided. But it has this like beautiful chainette construction, and it's just working up so nicely. Like, it's just so pretty. The fact that the colors don't necessarily match bothers me, but I was talking to Haley, who's my little sister, about it, and she was like, no, please don't try to match them. Like, I want it to be as crazy as possible. So I was like, okay, if you want to do that, you can. But yeah, so we've done, this is the back of the neck and the top of the back, and then this side's it is done with the short rows and the v-neck increases. There's a lot of short rows in this pattern, which is fun for me, but also just is a lot of concentration, so it's not something that I can work on while I'm doing other things. And then these are the increases. I just want you to look at this increase pattern really quick because I was drooling. I was literally sitting there like salivating over this increase pattern. It's so nice. So yeah, we're done on that side, and then I'm just getting to the increases on this side. So I'm hoping to be done with this section by the end of the weekend, so I can join the all of it together and get to going. But yeah, it's been so nice to work with. The yarn itself feels so breathable. I actually really want to get the same yarn in a more wearable color for me, and use it for something. Probably not this. I've already decided I want to make another one of these for myself, and probably a yellow, like a really light yellow. I think would be gorgeous. But yeah, it's been so fun. The pattern is really addicting. I love all the texture in it. It's been so fun to work on. I wish it was going faster. I wish I had more time to dedicate to it. But yeah, it's been awesome. So I just think it's so pretty. So there's that. And I'm knitting this in the size 1. Which probably is going to end up fitting me a little bit better than it's fitting my sister. I applied to this test knit thinking it was going to be for me, and then I had already promised her I'd make her a cardigan. And I was showing her pictures of it, and she was like, Becca, please let me have this one. I was like, okay. So it's probably not going to have quite as much ease on her as intended, but I'm not super worried about it. It's still going to fit her. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be amazing. So we'll keep cooking on that. And then the second garment that I have, that I haven't made very much progress on, it's kind of stumping me, honestly. For some reason, this pattern has my brain in a twist. And I think part of that is because I was traveling with it for a little bit. And working on the bus, I don't really have any brain cells. So I was really struggling to keep up with it. But this is the beginning, the very beginning. Like, I've just started the increases of my sweater number 28 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So this is the turtleneck. I'm knitting it in Hawthorne Undyed by Knit Picks. Just the Hawthorne base, nothing done to it. And Aloft Mohair in Oat. It's making this really pretty, like, I don't even know how to describe this color because it's not brown. And it's not beige either. Like, I feel like it's way too warm to be beige. I don't know. I think that it's really, really pretty. I really like this color. But yeah, I'm just starting the increases. It's been a little bit of a brain trip. I'm struggling with it a little bit. I think that it'll get better once I'm not working on the Gaon and this at the same time. Because it's just a lot of math to keep up with between the two of them. So it's going really slowly. I'm kind of only working on it when I want to. But yeah, so far it's amazing. I'm super excited to have this sweater. And the fabric is really, really nice. So it started. It's there. I can do stuff with it if I feel like it. I haven't done much with it. Haven't really felt like it. So we'll just kind of let it be until it really starts speaking to me. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I think that's all I'm working on right now, which is refreshing. I'm really enjoying, like, paring down on my works in progress at a time. I feel like I had way too many by the end of last year, so it's nice to, like, keep it manageable. I especially like really only working on one garment at once, because while both of them are cast on, I'm really only working on the Gaon. The 28 is, like, mostly just a palette cleanser when I need to look at less color. So that's really nice. I'm super excited to see how both of them turn out. But yeah. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this was a shorter episode than what we usually see. I'm okay with that. I'm super excited to get into this new year of podcasting. I really want to double down on getting a video out once a month. It's like my big goal for this year is to get a video out once a month. So you'll hopefully be seeing a lot more of me. So yeah, if you stuck around all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you. Feel free to subscribe down below. If you want to see more of my stuff more often, go to Instagram. It's where I'm the most active. My Ravelry and everything is down there as well. yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, pop them in the comment section. I reply to everything. I'd love to see it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens this year with this channel. It's really fun for me. But yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your